Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Market conditions, bullish in a bear market still, continuing to trend higher as we approach that crossover line back into a bull market, continuing to see that constructive bullish move higher, which is just continuing to have, kind of backing and filling. Like I've said before this last week, that dips are being bought into at these levels, and every time you see a pullback, you're seeing buying into those pullbacks. So that could be a continuation, or it could be a good trend, a change in trend going forward. Typically in those bear markets, we see the opposite. We see continuation of selling, and we don't see rallies breaking out. So we'll see if we can get some breakout here. We've got a little bit of work to do in the markets. Not a whole lot of change here. Momentum still to the upside in that bullish zone. Breadth lagging just slightly, but working that direction. And sentiment is still quite strong right here at these levels. We have seen the buy-sell ratio back up a little bit. Didn't change much from Friday. We're sitting right at 1.37, so we've moved up a little bit. Again, a buy-sell ratio of 1 means that this line right here, the green line, is above the red line, and a buy-sell ratio less than that means that you've got the opposite, that you've got bears in control. So bulls are slightly in control right here, but not by a lot, and so we may see, if we get some continual good news throughout the week this week, we may see markets extend this rally higher. Sentiment has pulled off the high levels, but still not upper range. Sometimes we see a divergence on this indicator too, like this one, where you actually see price moving higher, and the indicator not meeting that confirmation. So we could see a rally in the market here, and we could see that this indicator do something like that, which may, when we run into this resistance, there's quite a bit of resistance still on S&P 500, and that may create some divergence for a little bit of a pullback or continuation of that pullback here. In fact, let's look at that right now. SPY. You can see this resistance sitting right up here. So we may rally up and run into some of that here this week. We'll see if we get any indecision, or if we get some confirmation and continue that overall move higher. Muscle stocks, current new buy list. More medical stocks. We're seeing a lot of biomed stocks. This is a good looking setup here on ACLX, and good confirmation bar breaking out of that range, which is a good solid buy move. Some of these others not quite as good as of yet, but we're starting to see some oil stocks come back into the market. I'm just going to refresh here and make sure we've got the current list, and there we go. That looks better. AM, also a nice looking pattern. This is a high flyer. It has the capacity to move pretty strongly. So be cautious with stocks like this. They can move real strong up one day and then, right back down the next day. And so some volatility here in these names, but they can also, there's some risk to reward on these as well. It's a nice looking setup. And AGYS. Also a little bit choppy here towards this upside for quite some time, almost the entire year chopping around right here, but potential of a breakout if it can clear out above that resistance area. We've got DO, which is also adding into that list. ASRT, that I don't know if that was in the top 5, but it is a nice looking setup in there as well. FICO, lots of good looking names in there in that new buy list today. There's a couple in the muscle stocks group here. Remember that I said the other day, that you've got the new buy list, but you also have the muscle stocks list. This is the strongest list of stocks. Sometimes those will go from hold back to buy and are relatively early in the trend, and there was a stock, or they can actually be back into that buy zone, which I've also discussed. This stock here, TGTX, I was looking. This is a nice looking pullback pattern. It's slightly up in this extreme range, but this is a good looking pattern when you have a good confirmation rally and then a pullback. Ideally, it would have pulled back into this buy zone, and it still may do so, but keep an eye on this one, TGTX, because of the breakout and the retest. So when you get a break, you have a breakout of this location, then a retest of that on a pullback. Those are nice setups to be able to keep an eye on when you're looking for new stocks to be able to trade. If you don't have full access to the site and software, you can sign up with the link below, and we look forward to having you. Have a great day today.